What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. We're starting you off with some updates on all of our projects, and we're actually at a house today, right now, that we got a call on. The owner of the property hit us up and said, hey, I got this house, I want to get rid of it, I don't want any problems. So that's where we come in. We buy houses, we buy them just like they are, the worse the better, because we're just probably going to come in and either remodel it or knock it down. So this one is in the heart of Buckhead, really close to some of our other projects, so let's go check it out. So, yeah, come check this out. This is pretty typical for what we find. The smell in here is pretty bad. It's not terrible, but it's not good. Floors are buckled up over there. There's all kinds of water damage everywhere. And this house is super old. You can tell by the windows and doors. There's an old retaining wall over there. Looks like it's about to fall over. Got the little garden in the back. Let's see what the rest of this thing looks like. The owner, I guess, had a tenant in here. Oh yeah, she's got the windows cracked for ventilation. So that means the power's off. They had a tenant in here that moved out. She said that they kind of beat it up, but it's not terrible. There's all the black mold over there from all the water damage. That stuff can really mess with your lungs if you're sensitive to it. This is very fancy. Pretty typical for types of houses we look at. Obviously this house would just be a knockdown. We're in Buckhead. This land is worth more than this house is worth. So this puppy would have to go. You couldn't remodel this just because of the floor plan, and you'd put so much money into it, it wouldn't be worth it. And bring my flashlight. Not that it matters. So again, when we're doing these types of reviews on houses, when I come in and I see that the house is pretty much a knockdown, I'm not really terribly concerned with the condition, because we're just gonna knock it down. So, the worse off it is, the better, because that means we're just pulling all that much more down to land value. See if we can get a little rental income while we're doing our planning and permitting, because this thing will sit for probably 6 months, 4 months, something like that, until we're actually ready to knock it down. So if we could get a 6-month tenant in here, pay a little rent, works out. But I don't know, this house is in rough shape. There's a lot of mold in here. I think the return that we would get is very dangerously close to what we'd have to spend to make it livable. So we'd probably just knock it down. All right, we've seen enough in here. Let's go outside. All right, so you can see with these types of deals, the house is kind of irrelevant. I'm more concerned with the land. What can we do with this land? We're on a pie-shaped lot. So we have to kind of go around back to see what we could build here, so we can determine how much this land is worth. Because obviously this is a land value type deal. There's no value in this house. There's the neighbor's driveway right there. So we're on the lot line here. Got it. It does have power, which again is irrelevant. Oh yeah, this is a tough lot. And basically what's there is all you could build. And honestly, with the new rules from City of Atlanta, you'd probably have to go even smaller. So this lot, you see how this thing slopes up right here? Let's see if we can get some line of sight here. Yeah, this whole thing slopes up. There's a big wall over on that side. This is a tough lot to build on. You'd have to do a lot of earth moving, and you'd obviously have to replace this whole retaining wall because it's all falling over. So these things add up to just your base lot cost. When you've got to redo these things on the side, this looks pretty solid right here, but then when we get to the side, it's leaning over pretty hard. So we'd have to rip all this out, tear the house down, put in a big retaining wall, tear all this out, dig this property out, probably push it back so you could actually have a yard here maybe push the hill back, take the dirt away, potentially dig a basement. I don't know that this would be a great basement site because you can't daylight it. So it'd have to be a Yankee basement, which means dug down into the ground. But yeah, I mean, the best thing for me to do now is to go back and look at this on the maps to see how much actual buildable area we have. It's pretty small. You know, this is a corner lot, so technically speaking, it has 2 front yards, meaning this front yard and that side are both front yards. So the setbacks push further into the lot, only allowing you to build so much. You know, Alex just asked, could we potentially bring the house forward? Well, maybe, maybe not, because we're gonna be limited on the side. I bet you we're maxed out on the side. Maybe could come forward, maybe 15 feet-ish, and that would help a lot. And then you could get a decent sized home on this lot. But you just have to know that because of this pie shape, the small backyard, you're on the corner, you're gonna get less money for this house than you would that one across the street, right? So you just have to weigh all that into factoring kind of your numbers for a budget and what you could pay for the land, how much it'll cost to build the house, how big the house has to be, how nice the house has to be to get you to a final sale price, and then back in and hopefully you can make some money in there. So yeah. We'll do a desk analysis on this one. Let's go to the next. Check it out, we're back at the Peachtree Dunwoody property. Now, if you may recall, this one was nasty. This was a house that we bought from a little bit of a complicated situation, but we'll show you guys some footage again of what it looked like before. So this house is nasty. We just walked in here and it smells like death. The power's off to the house. Alex is struggling big time right now because it's nasty. And I think this house had like full food in the refrigerator. So the power's now down, and that means all the stuff inside of the fridge is rotten, and we're just not gonna open it because it smells awful in here. But let's run through real fast because it's not good. I mean, look at the, like, this is how these people lived in here. This is how they ate. This is how they did whatever they were doing. Just a bunch of crap. Like, these people lived in this every day. There's like a whole room full of like, I mean, whatever. This drum set's coming home with me because I play the drums. And this is actually some like decent stuff because it was gross. And this is what it looks like now. We've cleared it out, we've moved the dirt, we've dug the basement, and we've even put the foundations in so far. So let's take a walk back in. All right, so check it out. We just put the foundations in. We've got the walls going in, I think on the middle of next week, I believe. Middle of next week. So this is the footprint of the house. Big old basement. This whole space right over here is all the 3-car garage. You approach it from the side. And then there's a stairwell in that back corner back there. We're gonna do a pool in the upper area. All of this dirt I'm standing on will get pushed back in, fill in all those areas. We'll do a really cool pool. You can see how far and deep this lot is. This is gonna be an amazing property because we're so far back from the road. You've got this side street here that has this cul-de-sac. So obviously we're gonna tear down this nasty old fence and this retaining timbers and stuff, cut down all these nasty trees, clean it all up, get it looking fresh. We're gonna put a brand new modern in here. Here's what the house is gonna look like. A couple different renders of the front. So this is kind of a long, skinny house because this house, again, being that it's a corner lot technically because there's the main road there, that's the front, and this is the side road. So we have 2 setbacks here. And this lot is not wide to begin with. So we actually designed a home on this lot to fit inside of the building footprint that the current code allows for, which means we have a long, skinny house, which you see here. We did this so we wouldn't have to do a side setback variance so we could build more over that way. And honestly, I mean, we might have been able to pick up another 10 feet. You really don't need it because the lot is so long. So the architect did something really cool here in designing the house in a manner where we didn't have to mess with the variance. That's a key thing actually because it saves a lot of time. It could take up to 4 to 6 months to get a variance in the city of Atlanta right now because they're so backed up. So making these changes and building inside of these complex puzzles allows you to build faster. So we already have foundations in the ground, we're going to build. So let's check on the next one. All right, so we're over here at one of the houses that we just completed and sold not too long ago. You guys actually saw this house when it was under construction. We shot a little bit of footage of this house when we were building it, and now it's completely done. The new owners have taken possession, so let's do a quick little walkthrough tour so I can show you what it looks like. All right guys, here we go. First thing you notice, this amazing mahogany door that we did for them custom. They wanted to do it in this groove pattern to match the front of the house. So you walk into the house, you have a powder room and an office right there. We did this really cool floating staircase with that massive window to give a lot of light to come in. So this house was pre-sold when we were in framing. So these buyers worked with our designer to choose all of their own finishes on the inside of this house. We had all the design and the floor plan and the architecture of the home figured out, but we allow our buyers to kind of go through that process and choose all the jewelry. So in here you can see everything they chose. They wanted to do this crazy, shiny fireplace that looks very kind of moody and cool. And on the flooring and the staircase, they went with this super whitewash. They're going for the very kind of black and white tuxedo look. I think it turned out really amazing. They went with a full black kitchen with all of the white countertops. We did this cool apron on the island for them that they wanted to do to make a feature. This is obviously not the permanent refrigerator. Appliances are tough to come by right now, so this is a temporary one until their new one comes in. It'll be a built-in with the flush black panel. But this is a cool kitchen. You know, it's got the built-in fridge that they upgraded to, the nice 36-inch gas professional range, and this absolutely stunning island. Over here in the main space, obviously we're in the kitchen. The dining room goes underneath this light. So you'll put your table and chairs here. And then you've got these two big doors that open all the way up. They wanted to do this really cool roof out here so they have some covered space. One day in the future, they might put a pool, so this would be a good spot to chill. But this is how these doors work. Check this out. Bring the outdoor in. This will be a really cool entertaining space, and they can do that with both of these doors. One more thing to see here on the main floor, we've got a full master suite kind of spare, if you will, a second master on the main level. This is great for if you have guests or a nanny or your parents or whatever. It's right here on the main, so there's no stairs. It's a nice sized room. You can make a little sitting area in here, and it also has the multi-open door. So you have clear access into the back patio. And then a nice bathroom right here attached. If you look out the front window, you'll see across the streets the next house that we're building. This one, again, is another project that we have pre-sold with a client already. It's gonna be another modern, similar to this one. Back at the top of the stairs, you have this cool balcony that looks down over the top of the living room. You have two more spare bedrooms up here, but the key to this house is the master suite. So the design of this home was modeled around a master getaway or master oasis. So this house has an abnormally large master suite for the size home it is. So this is only a 4-bedroom house, but we wanted to make it something cool for the more modest price point, but still give the owners of the house a really cool luxury suite. So let's walk in. This is where you enter the whole suite. Off to the side, you have the laundry, which connects into the closet, but we'll come back to that. So walking in, obviously you've got closet, bathroom. Let's walk into the bedroom. You can see the owners have actually started to bring in some furniture already. But you have this huge room right here. You can put in obviously your bed set and a sitting room with a couch, so you can kind of make this a getaway from the rest of the house. Walking into the master bathroom, it's abnormally large for this size home. You have two floating vanities. Again, these are all finishes that the buyers chose with our designer. They wanted to do the raw oak floating vanities, which I think are stunning. And then we did this absolutely massive double shower for them over here. So you have two doors that go into the master shower that can be independently used. And you have two full showers in here, one on this side, one on that side. So they can both be in here using their showers separately and be nowhere near each other, or be near each other if they want. And then we walk over here to the master closet. Again, we're still in the whole master suite conversation. And you've got this big closet here, lots of storage. They wanted to do this big island with drawers and shelves for the different personal items. Nice big shelf rack over there, probably for shoes. You've got a huge mirror right here. You can check yourself out when you're getting ready. And then again, you have side access into the laundry. So you can take all your clothes straight into the laundry. All right, so that wraps up the tour on one of our most recent completed homes. You didn't get to see a video tour of this one right next to it because we sold it really fast and the folks already moved into it. So we did these two side by side. We have the third right across the street. We did a fourth down this street. We have like 15 homes that we built in this neighborhood. We love this neighborhood, but these both turned out so amazing. We're super pumped for the owners and we're excited for the last one, the third across the street to be completed. We just started, footers just went in the ground yesterday, so more to come on that one. See you guys on the next one.